Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy Luca Rosano of the Waterboard Report, and in this video I'll be making my complete 2018-2019 NBA season and playoff predictions. Yes, the highly anticipated NBA season is here, and I am pumped. I am excited, as I'm sure all of you basketball fans are. So I'll be giving you my player award predictions and also my playoff team predictions, my winners, and my eventual 2019 NBA champion. Before we get into this video though, please hit that like button. Let's try to get to 50 likes on this video. And if you are new to the channel and you just so happen to stumble upon this video, please hit that subscribe button and please turn on post notifications, because with the season back, I will be posting a lot more NBA content, so you certainly don't want to miss any of that. Okay, let's get right into it. So guys, a lot of my predictions are based on just instinct and a feeling that I have on each individual award and of course playoff team as we move into this video. So I'm not going to spend too much time with each of my picks, or at least I'm going to try to not spend too much time with each of my picks. My first pick, my MVP, most valuable player for the upcoming campaign. I think it's a lock here, guys. I gotta go with the king, Mr. LeBron James, playing on his new team, the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron actually hasn't won this award since the 2012-2013 season, which absolutely blows my mind considering that every year he is, to me at least, the best player in the NBA. I think LeBron James is going to lead the Lakers back into the playoffs. I'm not going to tell you what the seed is just yet. You'll see that later on when I reveal my playoff teams. But the Lakers will be a playoff team. LeBron James will hover around a triple-double average. He's going to make guys like Kyle Kuzma better, Lonzo Ball better. Brandon Ingram, I think, is going to have a breakout season due to LeBron James's presence on that basketball team. The whole team is going to play better. This Lakers team will be fun to watch, and LeBron James will arguably have one of his best seasons in recent years. This year, LeBron James will be the MVP for the Los Angeles Lakers. My sixth man of the year, guys, I'm gonna go with Celtics guard Terry Rozier, who heads back to the bench with Kyrie Irving back in the starting lineup. But that doesn't mean this is gonna slow down the progression of Terry Rozier, who I still think will have a nice average coming off the bench. I can see him average close to 15 a game. And we saw what he did last year when Irving went down with that injury. He put the Celtics on his back at times, especially during the playoff run that they had. I think he is going to have a magnificent season, even though he's not going to be starting. That doesn't mean he's still not going to have an impact for this Celtics team and their second unit. So I like Terry Rozier to win this year's sixth man of the year. With my most improved player, I'm going with Nuggets guard and fellow Canadian, Jamal Murray. You look at this kid, guys. Last year he averaged 16.7 points and 3.4 assists. I think both of those numbers are going to go up, and Jamal Murray is in store for a breakout season, and he will lead his Denver Nuggets into the playoffs. I have the Nuggets as a playoff team. You look at Jamal Murray, I think he's going to be even a borderline all-star. I don't think he's going to make the all-star team per se. Simply put, he's going to burst onto the scene, and he is going to have a real good breakout campaign, because I think he can be a future all-star in the NBA. So I like Jamal Murray to win the most improved player for the 2018-2019 NBA season. With my rookie of the year pick, I'm going to go with a guy that not a lot of people are talking about. When you talk about the rookie of the year for this draft class, the popular picks, of course, are Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks, DeAndre Ayton of the Phoenix Suns, but I'm going to go with the hopeful new king in town, Collin Sexton of the Cleveland Cavaliers. I've watched this kid, saw his games when he played in college. He is a bull on both sides of the ball. He is going to have a big season, in my opinion, for this Cavaliers team, who are going to give him the keys to the car. since this is one of those weird years where the Cavaliers aren't really rebuilding, but at the same time, they're going to want to see what they have to build on moving forward. And Collin Sexton will be one of those assets that they rely heavily on for future years to come. So I like Collin Sexton to have a big rookie campaign for the Cavaliers, who have to all of a sudden forget about LeBron James and now live life without LeBron James. So they're hoping that they can rely on this kid to give them something to look forward to and a new spark on that team. So I have Collin Sexton to win the Rookie of the Year award for the Cavs, just like LeBron James did back in the 03-04 NBA season. With my Defensive Player of the Year, I'm going to be picking the Claw Kawhi Leonard of the Toronto Raptors. This will make Leonard a 3-time winner of this award, and he'll win this award for the first time since 2015-2016. That's where he won this award in back-to-back seasons. You look at Leonard, you've seen what he's been able to do in the preseason. He's looked good. He looks like he's back at 100% or close to it. He's got that jump back in his step on the defensive end. I think Leonard is going to have a big year for the Raptors. He's the best two-way player in the NBA, and he's going to prove to the league that he is also the best defensive player in the NBA. And guys, I think Leonard's even going to make a case for some MVP considerations. He is going to burst back onto the scene, so I like Kawhi Leonard to at least grab the Defensive Player of the Year for this season. And finally, my Coach of the Year. I was surprised to note that Brad Stevens has never won this award. Considering that, in my opinion at least, right now, I would say Brad Stevens is the best coach in the NBA. I know you got Greg Popovich still there in San Antonio, but Brad Stevens, what he's been able to do ever since coming into the NBA has been phenomenal. I think Brad Stevens will finally win this award this season. He's going to lead the Celtics to a 60-plus win campaign and the number 1 seed in the East. I guess I already gave away my number 1 pick in the East. But Brad Stevens will, in fact, be the Coach of the Year for this season. Alright guys, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. There you see it. Digest it a little bit. You see that I have the Warriors three-peating. But I'm not going to spend too much time on each matchup, but I will go down each of these matchups leading up to my NBA Finals. Of course, the thing that stands out to you right out of the gate is I got the Warriors three-peating, and I got the Raptors meeting them in the NBA Finals and making their first NBA Finals in franchise history. So we're going to start in the West here. I'll quickly go down, like I said, each matchup. I'll give you who I think is going to win each matchup in how many games. And we have the Warriors against the Blazers. I think the Warriors are going to win that thing in a sweep. I think the Blazers are going to be a borderline playoff team. Damian Lillard's just going to do enough to get his team in the playoffs, just barely, but the Warriors are going to quickly dismiss them in the playoffs. Warriors in 4. The next matchup we're looking at, the 4-5, you're going to notice I have a rematch of last year's playoff matchup between these two teams. I think the Thunder will win this rematch. Another year of Russell Westbrook and Paul George will be enough for them to learn from their previous mistakes. They're going to come into the series hungry. They're going to have home court, of course, being the 4th seed. So I got the Thunder beating the Jazz in 7. Next matchup, Lakers and Spurs. Sorry, DeMar DeRozan. I have LeBron James once again having your number and once again eliminating you from the playoffs. I think the Lakers are going to win their first ever playoff series with LeBron James in 6 games. So I got the Lakers moving past the Spurs. Next, we got the Rockets against the Nuggets, who I said I think is a playoff team this year thanks to Jamal Murray's breakout season. So I think the Nuggets are going to actually create an interesting matchup in this spot for the Rockets. It's not going to be an easy series. I got the Rockets getting by it in 6 games. Then you look back at the top of the Western Conference bracket. I think it's inevitable that we at least see Kevin Durant versus Russell Westbrook sooner rather than later in the playoffs, battling it out. So I think we're going to see it this coming season. I got the Warriors, though, of course, edging the Thunder and beating them in this rematch from a couple years ago, I got the Warriors winning this one in, I'll say, 6 games. I can see Westbrook and George getting a couple wins. It's going to be a fun one, but I got the Warriors making it to the Western Conference Finals. And in the Western Conference Finals, you may be surprised to see, but I got the Lakers, guys. I got the Lakers Warriors as my Western Conference Finals. I think the Lakers will beat the Rockets in the second round. It was tough for me to pick against this very stacked Houston Rockets team that is pretty much carrying the same team that got the #1 seed a year ago. They added Melo. They could possibly still add Jimmy Butler. Of course, that story has not been resolved yet heading into the season. But just something about this season for the Lakers says to not bet against LeBron James, and says to me that the Lakers, everybody on that team, are going to flourish playing under LeBron James. So I think this is going to be one of the best series in the playoffs. I got LeBron James beating the Rockets in 7 to move on to the Warriors, where they're going to fall to the Warriors. I got Warriors over Lakers in 5 games, and LeBron James being eliminated by this team for the 3rd straight year, thus ending his run for consecutive finals appearances, and pretty much reminding the whole NBA world that the league runs through this Warriors team. So I got Warriors beating Lakers in 5 to make it to the NBA Finals. On the other side of the bracket, just to quickly explain my picks, I got Celtics over the Heat in a 1 vs 8 matchup. I got the Pacers, who were one of the biggest surprise teams from a year ago, pushing the King to the brink of elimination for the first time ever in the first round. I think they're going to have another great season. Victor Oladipo is coming off of his Most Improved Player award. I think guys like Miles Turner is going to have a big season. Sabonis, those 2 guys can also make a big case for winning the Most Improved Player award this season. They're going to beat the Wizards in 7 games. I think the Wizards are going to have a nice campaign with Dwight Howard thrown into the mix now, but the Pacers are going to beat them. Oh, and by the way, I got the Celtics beating the Heat in 5 games. I know I didn't mention that. So I got Celtics, Pacers in the second round. The bottom of the Eastern Conference bracket, I have Sixers beating the Bucks. Yes, the Greek Freaks still won't be able to get out of the first round. I got the 76ers beating the Bucks in a highly entertaining series in 6 games. And then I got the Raptors taking on their former coach in Dwayne Casey and the Detroit Pistons, who are going to make this a competitive series, folks. It's going to be fun. Blake Griffin's going to ball out, but I got the Raptors moving on in 6 games. Then back to the top of the Eastern Conference bracket, Celtics and Pacers. This is going to be a fun one, and I think the Pacers are going to push the Celtics to the brink. This is going to be a 7-game series, but ultimately, I think the Celtics are just too stacked. They got more talent, and they're going to beat the Pacers, moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. And there you see, I have the meeting the Toronto Raptors, where I have the Raptors beating the Sixers in another 7-game series in the Eastern Conference. You look at the Raptors, it's not just Kawhi Leonard, it's their very, very deep bench. It's their depth. It's guys like Siakam and OG Anunoby, who I think are going to have breakout seasons of their own. It's guys like Jonas Valanciunas, who I think is going to play better, knowing that he's going to have more of a role. It's guys like Kyle Lowry, who I think is going to benefit from having a guy like Kawhi Leonard shoulder some of that offensive load and defensive load. And guys like Danny Green and CJ Miles, who are going to be able to hit timely threes for a team that has struggled from beyond the arc in past postseasons. This is going to be a very, very fun series. I cannot wait to see this happen. I think it's inevitable that these 2 teams clash in the Eastern Conference Finals. And I got the Toronto Raptors, guys, for the first time ever, moving on to the NBA Finals. They are going to beat the Celtics in another 7-game series. I think they're just going to edge this team. Kawhi Leonard is going to be the difference maker in this series, and he's going to do enough to lead his new club, the Raptors, into the NBA Finals, where they're going to meet the Golden State Warriors. But to no one's surprise, I have the Warriors winning the NBA championship again. Yes, the Warriors will three-peat. I cannot see any team in the NBA beat this team in a 7-game series. They've added Boogie Cousins, who's going to be in the fold with this team for the second half of the season, just in time for the playoffs. They got the deadliest starting 5 possibly in NBA history. The Raptors are going to give it their all here, but I still have the Warriors winning this thing in 5 games. Warriors will beat the Toronto Raptors, and you guys already knew, come on. The Golden State Warriors are going to be the 2019 NBA champions. You already knew that. Please tell me otherwise if you think it's going to be any other team, and you can do so in the comments section below. Guys, here are all of my picks for player awards and my playoff matchups and my eventual NBA champion. I have the Warriors, no surprise there. Let me know your picks in the comment section below. Who do you have winning each player award? Who do you have making the playoffs? Who do you have winning each matchup? Who do you have meeting the finals? And who do you have winning the championship? Is it the Warriors? Is it another team? Let me know. Hit me up. Comment section below. And guys, once again, please hit that like button. Let's get this video to 50 likes. And if you're an NBA fan, a new NBA fan on this channel, please guys, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell. Let's get to 3,000 subscribers. I recently hit 2,000 subscribers, so the road to 3,000 starts now. It's going to be a fun 2018-2019 NBA season. I cannot wait. We'll see how everything goes down, and we'll see how right or how terribly wrong I am. Only time will tell. This was Luca of the Waterboard Report. Thank you for watching, and until next time, if you can't play the game, talk the game, stay cool, and I'll see you in my next video.